If I eat anything more than a bean portion, picture a gerbil sized stomach. Put a fork in me, I'm done. I ate so much that in my mind, I thought taking a hot shower might burn off some of the calories. That's how I'm doing. Here's the advice I got recently. Please don't get up. Um, the advice was if your life's about to get real busy, so you should invite some people. She said friends, but if you invite friends over for this activity, they're gonna leave as people. But you should invite them over and bake a bunch of casseroles and put them in the freezer for easy meals. What's a casserole? Is that like you scrape anything you have out from like the garage and whatever you ran over last month and bake it into a pie? That kind of sounds like a fruitcake. There's only one thing I know about fruitcake. I've never seen fruit inside. People barely even call it a cake. The only thing I've seen in there is like crushed glass and maybe a shoelace. I've only seen one. It's a mythical thing. I've only seen one fruitcake in my entire life. It was stuffed in the corner of this recipient's office underneath a book. Somebody went through the effort to put barriers on top of like, you really don't want, you might think you know what this is, but trust me, it's not. I'm all excited. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's cake. Right? And I look over at the recipient. I've never seen such disdain for what was supposedly a gift. To him, it looked like an act of war. That's what I thought was really going to go down. And you can't give something like that away. He tried throwing it away. It literally crawled back from the depths of despair back into his office. When we moved into this place, I had the fortune of inheriting a mattress. I'm saying it that way because of course it was new, still wrapped up in the plastic and all that, mumbo jumbo. And you use things like that, you say things like that to try to bolster up. I mean, really, it's in the used category, right? And there are few things in this world that you don't want, and that's a used mattress. Because nobody wants one, right? You can't give it away. There's no way, because you try and use that sentence and they're like, I don't want, that's a used mattress. There's few things, and that's in that category of like that and toothbrushes, right? You're not giving those things away. And it turns out you can't even throw the thing away. First thing I saw trying to get rid of a mattress, I thought, you just put it next to a dumpster, right? Trash. Right? I was always told dumpster equals trash. I had now what I considered trash. Nobody else wanted it, and I didn't. Felony. I was like, what? I don't want to go to jail over a mattress. So I figured, all right, well, we're going to have to take it somewhere. And I thought, there's a place where all the community's trash gets collected and turns into like a mountain. And you think at first, impressive mountain, and then you learn it's just garbage stacked and pressed on top of each other. I had to pay them to take this thing. I'm telling you, next time I'm getting a different place. If it comes with a mattress, that's a red flag. Because the amount of effort, time, and blood, sweat, and tears you have to put in to getting this thing out of your house, just get a new house. So, but there's no signs on these things saying, hey, this is going to be difficult. might be comfy at first, but it won't be easy to get rid of. Because now there's signs for everything these days. I was driving down the highway and I saw a sign at a business, right? A place that you go in to pay for services. And it said, inquire about free hugs. Who's walking in there wanting a hug? Do they spot him out? Like, oh, this guy wants a... You know what I need right now? I need a hug and I need to pay for some services. And then the next thing that like flashed was one of those like, new age signs that did things. It was like employee or like servicer of the month award. And I was like, is that the guy giving out the hugs? I mean, the whole thing's a sham. What kind of marketing scheme is, hey, we want you to pay for services here, but if you need one, you should inquire. They use the 25-cent word. They use a grandiose word to say, hey, if you need some affection, we got you. We also sell tires for $9.99. And so, you really got to get in on the deal. Another sign I've seen is falling rocks in like an open field. Where are these rocks coming from? Are they evaporating up into the sky and then falling down from space? I mean, the confusion on somebody's got to get just some organization or some continuity on what this means. Although I did read an article, and I mean, it could have just been, the headline. It could have been a fake article, because the moment I even thought about reliving of what I read, all my brain was screaming, saying it can't be true. But there was a town where it got so hot, and it's warm, and their whole lake evaporated from the sun. It burnt it to a crisp. It turned it back into just a hole in the ground, really. And then it rained a few days later, and sharks came from the sky and ate the whole town. Or just like the fish that evaporated from the lake. At least that's how the story goes. If sharks fell from the sky, we got huge problems. Even if that story is true, just the fish part, I don't really know how we're gonna get out of that one. Maybe with some butter and a stove. So the weather is really, really starting to act a fuss. I heard somebody the other day. They go, I don't like the weather. It does stuff to me. I mean, that's real vague. What does it do? Like, does it regulate or change temperature? Or do you not feel feelings? Because one of those things has to communicate. I mean, you have to interact with the weather on some level. You can't just write it all off. That's like if you're watching like a sports game and someone goes, oh, who's you're watching football or something. They go, oh, who's your favorite team? I don't watch sports. Like, that's your response. You shut down all categories in that genre. You shut up. You're like, hey, look, what is going on here? So, the weather can be nice. Sometimes it can lead you to a peaceful moment. You ever get one of those audacious, clairvoyant, just everything quiets down. The wind is gentle. Like an inquiring about a hug. The sun, you can feel the warmth just gently, and you're at true and total just serenity. That moment was ruined by my lady who thought that I was so peaceful, she wanted to capture it in like a Kodak moment, which the only thing that takes you out of a moment is getting a Kodak moment of that moment. Well, you look so peaceful. Okay, well, let me see how peaceful I look. You should have seen my face. I looked like somebody who would walk into a stranger's house and take a sack lunch. And with that, I might need to go get some lunch. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.